really proud of our gourd dancing that we do here at the Blue Spring, for example, and all around the country here. The gourd dance is a dance for military veterans. It's a warrior's dance. It evolved out of the warrior societies and is still going strong, and most of the dancers are military veterans. And so we're proud of our service in the military, our service to our country, and our abilities as warriors for our tribes. And we've adopted the Blue Spring as the cultural and spiritual center of our gourd dance group. You know, there's a spiritual connection between all of us as warriors and as a society and the Blue Spring.
The divers have spent months removing construction debris and gravel from the fourth restriction. They were finally able to move on past the fourth restriction, and there was a small room beyond with a floor that sloped down 45 degrees.
The floor of this room was covered with gravel and led to another restriction, number 5, which was a small hole about the size of a basketball.
The problem was, whenever we would remove gravel down in the 5th, more would slide down into place.
The divers spend another month moving gravel and clearing, to some degree, the 5th restriction.
It finally got to the point where it looked like that one diver might could squeeze through and see if we were wasting our time or if it went on.
So we thought we were ready and decided to make a run at the 5th restriction.
On the day of the push, a small contingent of local press and National Public Radio are there to witness the attempt.
We decided that Mike should attempt the 5th restriction with me and Kendall assisting.
No mount is a technique where you have only one tank and it's not attached to you. And so you push it out in front of you so that it gives you a lot smaller profile.
Now we're already 10 stories deep with 4 restrictions behind us. And no mount is a pretty extreme situation. But we had to find out what was behind that 5th restriction.
Although we had made a lot of dives in here, I was really nervous about this one. I was excited too, though.
The descent went fine. And everybody seemed to be ready. That was still an awful small hole, though.
We got down to the 4th restriction. Mike was ahead of me, ready to enter the 5th.
If you disturb the gravel at all, the silt kicks up and it wipes out the visibility. I was in the back. I couldn't see very well anyway.
I had removed one of my tanks and had my no-mount bottle. We were all ready, so now it was time to go.
It was pretty freaky. I could see Mike disappearing into the hole, and all the gravel was just caving in around him like quicksand.
It was really, really tight, and I didn't really think I was going to get back out. 102 feet.
It was pretty cool. It was great to see him get out, great to see him, get in.
If it was really, really tight, And you almost couldn't get back out. How'd you manage your way back out?
I dug. I had to dig like the last 4 feet. He was pulling on me with one arm. And sometimes he was a little too strong and it would just like go. So I'd dig a little and then I'd feel it, the pipe would come back and I'd get a hold of it and I'd dig and I'd move about 3 inches and I'd dig some more. Well, I'm glad I made it back out. Come here, Johnny.
Brought you a present, I bet.
I told everybody you always brought me a treat.
From the other side.
Oh, very cool. This is what you were digging out?
Yeah.
Trying to get back out?
You were putting it in your pocket? Put it all in pockets just so he could dig his way out.
I needed a bigger pocket.
Thank you.
There was really only about this much room. Well, let me see. Yeah, about that much room. So I started pushing gravel out ahead of me, and I would move some in and then go about 6 inches. I was pretty lucky at the beginning. I was able to move my my cylinder off to the side so that I could see where I was going. But as I got further in, I had to move the cylinder over in the way. So then the only place I could move the rock was off to the left.
Later, the divers recreate the passage of the 5th restriction for the camera.
It was a very closed in, not much freedom of movement. I only had one arm that I could really work with, that I could move gravel with, and just keep going an inch at a time, you know. And if I would have panicked and tried to get out of there, there was just no way to get out. I mean, you just had to keep digging to get out.